Hello there and welcome to Reprogram Your Subconscious Mind for Limitless Success. My name is Tyler McCullough, and today we're going to be talking all about how to completely master your internal world to reach your peak performance, your peak psychological performance in your business, sport, and your life. How to completely just create an unstoppable force within you. Really harness the power that you have inside of you as the most intelligent life form on this planet and utilize it in your business and life to create unstoppable, relentless success. I kind of wanted to introduce myself real quick. Won't be too long because I want to get straight into this presentation. I'm here to deliver value, but I kind of want you to get to know me a little bit more first so you can kind of see my background, right? So, back in the day in high school, horrible student, did not do well. My senior year, I had to make up 18 semesters of high school that I had failed in the past. My counselor told me to drop out. There's no way you're going to make it. Go get your GED, go get a warehouse job, and hopefully you can be able to get benefits because you ain't going to college. You're not going to be a professional or anything. I was a little offended and I wasn't having it. So what did I do? I defied all odds, said I can do whatever I put my mind to. And I made the decision that day that I will graduate no matter what. I will walk across that stage at graduation and I will accept my diploma. And that's exactly what I did. I spent the next year literally just mastering the psychology of goal achievement and really didn't understand the exact science of it at the time, but I knew what was working and I utilized it and I harnessed it and I graduated. I defied the odds of basically anyone who, doubted me, and I walked across that stage. That was the first stage of my adventure into this psychological performance. Then, working job after job after job, midnight to 3 in the afternoon, driving a forklift, working 24-hour shifts as a security guard, all these horrible jobs, working graveyard after graveyard because my subconscious says if you're not busting your ass, hating your life, then you have a hard time making money, and that's bullshit. But that's what my mind was at the time. I wanted nothing more than to get out of the workforce and go start my own business. Oh, that's all I thought about. And it wasn't until about, 4 in the morning drinking coffee and hating my life, completely depressed. My girlfriend had cheated on me. My life was literally absorbed, and I felt like my life's purpose was driving a forklift, moving freight from one trailer to the next. And I had no real purpose on this earth, completely depressed. And that it was at that moment where I hit my breakthrough and I said, this is no more. I'm not going to live my life like this anymore. Now, some of you are athletes, some of you are entrepreneurs. This is for anybody who wants to take that leap, who hits that breakthrough and needs to hit that next level of success in their life. That was my breakthrough. Now, it took me about a year after that point to succeed in business, to actually have my first successful business, but that's all the same kind of thing. Every single step of the way, that next milestone you need to hit is all in your mind. It's all blockages that you need to break through with. It's all breakthroughs, right? It's all deleting things out of your brain that aren't serving you and are holding you back. And, it takes some time. And when you don't have the tools like I didn't at the time, it takes a little longer. But I was continuing and continuing and continuing, not giving up. And at 21 years old, I bought a hot dog cart, went all out, got a loan for $15,000 to start my business. I invested a ton of money, a ton of time, quit my job, so I had no other option other than success. And my first year in business, with all the limits in my mind, this is a long story short, I only made $13,000 in my first year of business. Not good. Now, if you think of it as a sport, I am failing. Entrepreneurship, business is my sport. And my psychological performance was lacking completely. I was still in that employee mindset, and that's exactly what my income reflected because I wasn't in I hadn't become a successful entrepreneur on the inside yet. I was still not successful in my mind because I wasn't doing enough, right? There's so much that goes into the subconscious programming and how to get rid of it and how to replace it with better things. But I made $13,000 in my first year, not good, right? Dove deep into myself, because there are tons of other people making massive amounts of money with hot dog carts, with food trucks. So it's not a business problem. It is a internal problem that I was running into. And so I took that winter, though I took about 4 months in the winter to completely reconstruct myself inside and out. It starts at the inside and it reflects out. I dove deep into research, into implementation, into discovery, into building and creating a new force within myself, creating a new identity for myself. And by doing these things, by using the tactics, the tools, and the cutting edge technologies that we have nowadays to reconstruct your psychology, that next year, the year after our second year in business, we went from $13,000 in the first year to over $100,000, to over six figures in revenue in just 6 months. In a 6 month season, made well into the six-figure range. Okay, now from $13,000 to 10x the business in 1 year time. That's insane, especially when you think about how nothing happened other than the shift in my mindset. It was that 4 months of reconstruction that made the difference. I didn't change the business. I may have upgraded it, I may have signed up for new events, but that all came from the identity shift. I am now worthy. I am now successful. I am now, a new man. I'm a successful business owner. And this is what successful business owners do. And I'm going to cover this stuff in this presentation. But I want to give this to you first. I want to tell you my story first, because it matters a lot, right? And so after that first year, after the second year, making that difference, seeing the results that come from this psychological performance, this peak performance state, all of this work that I did, seeing the results from that, I became obsessed. And all I want to do is share it with other people, because it makes so much difference. So what I did is I went and got this, which is a certification from Tony Robbins himself, of peak performance psychology life coach training, 100 hours. And I dove deep into Bob Proctor, into all of these psychology books and teachings and seminars and so much stuff surrounding this knowledge and what I did to make my results, to make my shift in my identity. And now I'm here to serve you, to share it with you so that you can make the same changes in your life. Okay. Now I want to start this presentation and kind of share what I did, the work that I did within myself, and how it all works. All right, so I'm going to give you an understanding of exactly why it works, how it works, and how you can change your own subconscious to create limitless success in your life and business, in your sports, whatever you want to create success in. It will make massive impacts in your life, in your success, in your confidence, in everything that comes from inside of yourself, which is your reality. This is how to reprogram your subconscious mind for limitless success. It's so overlooked nowadays. It's not the strategy. The strategy is not the thing that's holding you back. It's the subconscious mind. And it's time we make them realize it. Okay? So, you are embarking, or have embarked, on the greatest personal and spiritual development journey to exist on this planet. Now, this is directed at entrepreneurs. But if you're an athlete, I consider athletes and entrepreneurs. This is my sport. Business is my sport. But entrepreneurship is the way I like to put it is entrepreneurship is anyone that is making the journey to live life on their own terms. And if you are an athlete, whether it's professional or you're trying to get to professional, that's entrepreneurship, because you don't have a boss. You're not working 9 to 5. You're on your own terms, and you have to be you are responsible for your own results, and your results are what's going to get you to that next level. And that is what entrepreneurship is. It's taking the responsibility for everything that comes your way, whether it's success or failure. That is all on you. And this is an adventure into the internal world, where results really start, where reality really begins, is projected from, is within your subconscious mind. And I'm going to explain what the subconscious mind is, how it works, and why it works the way that it does, and how it really does control everything in your external world. Okay? internal first. That's where we start. That's why so many people fail and never actually try again, because they don't take care of this first. Now, I don't know if you've read the book Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz, but it is a classic and it is powerful. Basically, what the book is about is psychology and cybernetics and how they actually are one. Okay, now psychology, and what is cybernetics? Cybernetics is basically a mechanism that regulates deviations from a designated path. Okay, if you think about it as a thermostat, when you have the thermostat set at 68 degrees, it gets hotter, the AC kicks on, brings it back down to 68 degrees because it recognized the deviation from 68 degrees. Okay, now the deviation could be hot or it could be cold. It could get up to 72, kicks on the AC. It could go down to 62 and the heaters kick on, just like in your life, right? You have standards for yourself, whether they're low or whether they're high or whether they're mediocre, right? When you start to have some problems in your life, you start to lose all the money, you start to lose the relationships, you start to kind of damage and things start to go south in your life, business, or athletics. You don't, those are below your standards. You say, well, okay, your brain says, okay, it's getting cold in here. This is not where we are. We are not a 62-degree room. Okay, that's not us. We're above that. And so you start working harder. You start making changes. You start getting motivated to change it because that is below your standards. And you don't take below your standards, right? But the same exact process happens when you kick on the heat. When it gets 70, when it gets 75 in here, and your brain says, whoa. We're not 75 degrees. We're not 82 degrees. Okay, that's too hot. Okay, and then you start to self-sabotage. You start going on your phone. You start scrolling on TikTok for hours, right? You start looking at Facebook. You start clicking on the YouTube, taking the focus away from the thing that's heating the room up, to kicking the AC on to bring you back down to 68. Okay, it's the same thing as an airplane, right? An airplane uses autopilot. This is a cybernetic mechanism. And the cybernetic mechanism has a direct destination. And the destination, let's say, is Hawaii. Okay, you start in Florida, or let's say California. 99% of the time, the plane hits turbulence, gets kicked off course. Now, if there was no mechanism, it would just end up in the South Pacific Ocean, just stranded, right? But that cybernetic mechanism kicks on and it regulates each deviation. The pilot can be taking a poop in the bathroom and the plane takes care of it because the cybernetic mechanism makes sure that it hits the exact destination it was programmed to hit every single time, no matter the turbulence, no matter the wind, no matter whatever happens on that flight path. The cybernetic mechanism will make sure it hits that destination every time on a dime at the exact right time that it was supposed to. Okay? There are no deviations from the programmed cybernetic mechanism, and that is exactly what our minds are. We have what we call a self-image, or your identity, that is the target for your cybernetic mechanism every single time. No matter what, you will always hit your identity, and everything expels and projects out of that. Right? This is what I call the ripple effect of your reality. And so everything starts with your identity. The drop of the rock in the water is the identity. So changing your behaviors, even if you try for a week, no matter what, if the identity doesn't change, the behaviors don't matter. They'll just poof, go away. They won't actually create the results because the identity creates the results. Everything starts from within. Everything begins with the self-image. So until we change our self-image, we won't see any result changes. We won't see any changes in our behavior. Our skills and abilities may change, right? We could try to learn these skills and abilities, but unless we believe them, unless we value these skills and abilities because it is a part of our identity, then we won't actually keep them. We won't actually master the abilities. It'll be a fad because it doesn't align with our identity. The most powerful force in the human brain is the need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves. And so, no matter what, we will always go back to the identity. So, what we're going to do here is make a rapid identity shift because everything starts here. And that's the only way to change our results and our behaviors and our beliefs and our skills and abilities is to change the internal world, the identity first. That is the only way we can get lasting change is to change the identity. So, of what use to make heroic vows of amendment if the same old lawbreaker is to keep them? Ralph Waldo Emerson. What a good guy. Now that's basically saying, what is the point? What is the point of making the decision to start a business if you don't see yourself as a business owner? If your identity does not align with a successful entrepreneur, what is the use of making the decision to do it? It's only going to lead to disappointment. It's only going to lead to failure. You need to stop breaking the laws. We need to take care of the first thing first. Because what happens, look, I'll show you right now. What happens is this is the self-image, right? And this is the results. Your self-image and your results are always going to stay in line with each other. So what happens is you start a business, right? You start a business. You have this amazing idea, and you start to see actual progress, and you start to actually see a future in the business, and your belief is like, holy crap, this is crazy. Oh, it's getting too hot in here. I'm getting too successful. This is not where I'm supposed to be. I don't know if I can handle this. I'm scared. I don't think I can do it. I don't know. This isn't me. I'm not aligned with this, because what you're aligned with is the results you identify with, which is not success. And so what do? You start to self-sabotage. You start to self-sabotage and you start to go on your phone and you start to distract yourself and you start to get caught up in the news and you start to get all negative and you start to get down on yourself. You start to have that self-doubt. You start not performing. You start not showing up. And boom, back to where you started. Every single time. Because our self-image did not change. Our self-image did not change. Therefore, our results will forever stay the same. This right here is the most advanced image we have of our mind to date. I truly believe. I made this one, but I didn't come up with the concept. Okay, now I just wanted to go over this briefly right now. We're going to cover it way more later, but I kind of wanted to cover it briefly so you get a solid understanding of what this is, okay? So up top here, we have the conscious mind. That's what you're thinking with right now. That's where your awareness is, and that is what you're thinking about while watching me right now. It's how you intake information. Okay? Now you also got the subconscious mind. Now we have two minds, right? We have the conscious and the subconscious. The subconscious actually makes up about 90% of your thoughts throughout the day, and your conscious mind thinks about 10%. Okay, that's why people say, oh, we only actually have access to 10% of our mind. That's because 10% is the actual conscious mind. The rest is 90%, which is basically the cybernetic mechanism like autopilot, right? Most of us live 90% of our lives on autopilot, and that is what we're here to change. Okay, or actually just program our autopilot to think in a different way. But hurry up here, Tyler. Okay, so the subconscious is the emotional mind. This is where we feel. Okay, this is where we feel our emotions, our anger, our excitement, our frustration, our joy, our happiness. Okay, this is where we feel stuff, and it's where our emotional home is. Okay, and it's also our energy. It's also why people can feel our energy, because the emotions that we feel have vibrations, do they not? And the vibration is just energy vibrating at a specific rate. Okay. Now, people can feel us. We are expelling 50,000 cells per second and also creating 50,000 cells per second. People can feel the energy come off of us. Right? You can actually see it on a specific camera picture that can take the energy of around and literally turn it into colors and levels of frequencies. Crazy shit. But speed it up. And this down here is your body. Your body, right? This is the state you're in. And the state is what controls the results. The state is the most important thing here. But what controls the state is the emotional mind, is the subconscious mind. It controls the state. So, what we need to do is control our subconscious mind, our energy, our emotions, our emotional intelligence, and program our subconscious mind to run on autopilot positive emotions, powerful emotions, relentless powerhouse mentalities. And we need to turn them into physical states, powerhouse motivated states, and create powerful motivated results by the powerful motivated subconscious programs we have set in our minds. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. So, wealth creation, success as an athlete, it all starts with psychology. 80% psychology, 20% mechanics. Everything comes from the mind. Everything comes with the self-image. 80% psychology, 20% mechanics. You can have all the freaking best tools in the world, but if you aren't motivated, if you don't have passion-based goals, if you don't have powerful psychology, you'll never hit them. You'll never hit the goals with the tools that the same person that has millions of dollars, millions of freaking endorsements, you'll never hit those goals if you do not have the level of psychology it takes to use the tools to get there. You can give the same tools to a homeless person as you can to a billionaire when they first start out. And one will use them and one will not, based on the subconscious beliefs they have for their future. So Tyler, you said that we don't actually program our own minds. Our minds are programmed. What do you mean by that? Well, let me explain. Okay, our minds are programmed in 3 ways. 1, or maybe 4. 1, by childhood, by our fathers. Our fathers are a huge source of subconscious limitations, right? When we're children, our cups okay. So if you look at this, right, as children, this top piece, we don't have conscious thinking. Okay, so our subconsciouses are just giant cups to just be dumped with life knowledge in, right? We literally just get what the meaning of life is dumped into our cup, and we have no way of denying it. Whatever goes into the subconscious is automatically accepted. The subconscious mind cannot reject. Okay? That's why it's so important to put good shit in there, because it cannot reject it. It can only accept. So you can lie to yourself a million times and your subconscious will believe it. And if your subconscious believes it, then you will become it, because your subconscious is directly making the results in your life. So if your subconscious believes it, so will your body, and your body will create the results that really make it happen. Okay? So, the childhood is a massive source of subconscious programming, because your subconscious was just wide open, taking anything that fills it. We got traumatic experiences. Okay? Like when you're diagnosed with cancer and you have to rethink every single piece of your life because your entire life is flashing before your eyes. What really matters now? How do you think about time now? Right? You think 10 years is a short time? No, if you have 2 weeks to live, that every day counts, every minute counts. Right? You rethink every single value and belief you have about life because your entire life is flashing before your eyes. Okay? And the third way is by repetition of a consistent idea. Now, the news is a huge source of this because they like to say the exact same narrative over and over and over and over and over again to drill it into your subconscious mind so that you believe it and act upon their narrative. Okay? Now, think about it. You can probably see this happening. If the news knows about this stuff, if the news knows about the psychology, obviously, if you don't know, the news is controlled by the 6 largest companies in the world. Okay? The 6 companies own every single piece of media in the world. Okay? They know how the human mind works because they've been doing this for years and years and years. And as you can see, it has worked wonders because they've gotten massive amount of people brainwashed. So, if you know that the repetition of a consistent idea programs your subconscious to create hard stonewall beliefs in yourself about the world or whatever, then you know that it actually works. So, how do we uncover them? Well, first of all, I gave you a document to fill out to uncover your limiting beliefs, but how do we replace them? Well, all it is spaced repetition of an opposing idea of your limiting belief. What would I have to believe in order for this to be true? That bullshit belief that lies in your head. What would I have to believe in order for it to be true? Now take that and literally polar opposite, write it down and say it 10,000 times a day. You remember those teachers who had you write, I will not be tardy. I will not be tardy. I will not be tardy. They're using the same shit as I'm using right now, as I'm telling you to use. You read it all day long, every single day. Get it into your body, right? And that's a great way to do this. Is spaced repetition of an opposing idea of the limiting belief, right? Now, there's also a fourth way, and that's to reverse engineer the process. Now, like I said, the subconscious mind is in control of the body, of the emotional. It's the emotional mind that controls your physical state. Because if you can think about a depressed person, what do you think about? Or what do you think they look like? If I said there's a depressed person around this door right here, what do you think they look like? Probably like this, right? Probably breathing shallow, head down, shoulders slouched, unpowerful position, thinking about saying, oh man, what's wrong with me? Soft voice. You know what a depressed person looks and sounds like. Okay, so if you can be aware of your physical state and get yourself into a powerful position, get yourself into a powerful state, start moving your freaking body in rapid ways, talking fast, talking loud, being confident, even if you have to fake it, even if you have to pretend. It will condition into your subconscious mind and become your new way of being. It will become a pattern in your physiology, a physiological pattern that will then change your results. And it will program your subconscious to make that a pattern, a powerful pattern. And if you take the two, your conscious mind thinking the same freaking thought all day long on a card, you read it 5,000 times a day, and you're also programming and conditioning your body to be in a powerful state all day, every single day, and you're saying the affirmations out loud, feeling it in your mind or feeling it in your body, and pushing it down into your subconscious mind through your conscious mind, there is no other result other than for it to be set in stone into your subconscious mind. And when it is set in stone into your subconscious mind, it becomes a habit. The subconscious mind is nothing more than a compilation of habitual ways of thinking. And when you change them, when you reprogram them, they will become the new version of you that is going to reach the next levels in your business, in your sport, in whatever, in your fucking life. Confirmation bias. Let me explain. Okay. So this is the same image as I had before, right? There's 5 antennas on top. We use these 5 senses to make up our human experience on this earth. We only have 5. We have, taste, touch, smell, hearing, and eyesight, as you know. Okay. Now, with these 5 senses, we use it to confirm our subconscious beliefs. Okay. Now, there's 3 things we do. We generalize, we distort, and we delete information that opposes anything that objects our subconscious belief. And we only accept things that confirm our belief because our egos and our subconscious, it just wants to be right. So it only looks at the things that say, yeah, you're right, because it makes us feel good. It makes us feel like we are right? We want success. But the thing is that is the self-image hitting its identity every time like a goddamn heat-seeking missile. It is shooting to fit its confirmation bias. Externally, everything just is. We have the opportunity, we have the option to make a negative concept of the world or a positive concept of the world. We have the option because the law of polarity states with bad, there is equal or greater good. Everything has its polar opposite. Man has woman, good has bad, dark has light, heat has cold, water has ice. Or sorry, fire has ice, right? There is a polar opposite to everything. That means and there's a spectrum all in between. Okay? So what we do is we use our external world, what is, to create the concept that fits perfectly into our subconscious belief of I'm a failure, right? Wherever that was put in your brain, you will find out reasons to prove to yourself that your subconscious belief is correct. You will make sure that you hit the target of your subconscious beliefs every time. And that will be your result until you change the subconscious belief. Okay? And you confirm, you use your external. And so we get into these, what I call patterns, where they are destructive. We have patterns that are in direct proportion to the results that our self-image is shooting for. So if you start getting hot, if your temperature starts getting too hot, if your life starts getting too successful, and it's getting out of your comfort zone, out of your self-image, out of your identity, then you will create these destructive patterns that get you right back on track to your goal that your cybernetic mechanism is shooting for. A cybernetic mechanism can either be a success mechanism or a failure mechanism, but it all depends on the self-image of the identity of the target that you give it. Okay? So, how do we solve this problem? Well, our results come directly from our state, energetic state. Okay, now what is our state made up of? How do we create our state? Well, it's three patterns. It's focus patterns, what you choose to use these five senses for to create what is, to create the experience of what is. You have the opportunity to choose and focus on a positive experience. You have the choice to take the external and morph, generalize, distort, and delete the bad and make a good concept, a positive concept of the external and jam it into this conscious mind. And then in turn, it will come down here and start to chip away at this failure, and then you will become a success by continuing to feed your brain positive concepts of the external, right? What are you focusing on? Okay? Second, we use language. How do you talk? Most of the time, our language patterns are a direct reflection of what is inside of our minds. Oh my God, I want to die right now. That is a direct reflection of the subconscious, is not worthy of better, is thinking that you're disgusting, that you're fat, that you're not good enough. Saying, oh my gosh, I'm not good on camera. Oh my gosh, I can't do a live because I'm not good at speaking. Those are a direct reflection of what's going on inside of your mind. So reverse it. We need to create powerful language patterns that give you energy, that give you empowerment. And by continuing to feed that, continuing to change your state and be in a powerful state by using your focus and language is going to jam it into your subconscious mind. And third of all, and most importantly, is the physiology. And now that's how you use your body. That's the power moves that you use, like banging your chest and getting pumped up, and how I bounce on my chair before I do my videos. Because the more powerful body you have, the more great your results will be. And this will become the pattern, the state pattern that gets jammed into your subconscious. It will create the energy that you want and that you need to be powerful on camera, to be powerful in your sport, to be powerful in your business. It will create the high energy it takes to get those downloads. The higher your energy is, the more success you will have in life. Energy is life. and you are just energy vibrating at a specific rate, make sure your energy is vibrating at a high rate, because your life will change forever as long as you continue to raise your vibration, and it will change for the good. Now, look, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this has helped you a lot. And I just want to tell you right now that I am accepting new clients at the moment. Now, I work with athletes and entrepreneurs to create peak psychological performance in their business and sports, to take their life to a whole new level, to take their performance to massive levels, to become the version of themselves, to hit that next level before you get there, because that's what it really takes. Working on your internal world, mastering it, becoming the most powerful, motivated, relentless, badass version of yourself, the one that it takes to get to the next level. Okay, as an entrepreneur, as an athlete, this is my sport, baby. Business is my sport. Psychology is my sport. I want to master it. I want to be the freaking best psychologist, sports entrepreneur psychologist, peak performance psychologist of all time. Okay, and I'm set out to do that. And I want to work with you if you want to work with me, because I'm looking for motivated, badass people who are here on this earth to make a change, to make a difference, to make an impact, to be the best version of themselves, to grow, to make massive progress in their life and take it to the next level with psychological performance. So if that sounds cool to you, then let me explain what we got here. So this is the system that we use here at the Future Forge. This is the Future Forge, right? That's what we do here. We forge your future for massive success. So first of all, we cover the paradigm. Now, the paradigm is nothing but a compilation of subconscious limitations or beliefs that you have about yourself, the world, and what you are able to, what your capabilities are. Okay, so we got the self-image, what we talked about at the beginning, the target for your psycho-cybernetic mechanism, right? Your success mechanism or your failure mechanism, one of the two. Okay, then we got the perspective, the worldview, what you believe about your global beliefs about the world. Okay, then we got the internal drive, what drives you, what your passions are, your needs, the reasons you're doing what you're doing, what drives you to reach that next level, and why. Okay, then we hit the massive action plan, our map, our massive action plan to reach the target, the destination, the result that we want. Okay, that means we need a clearly defined outcome, a target. Okay, we need a model. It's where you take what already works and don't reinvent the wheel. Take a proven success strategy and do the same, but come at it with massive psychological peak performance, because you will outdo the person if you have better psychology every time. Okay, better energy, more power to you. Okay, and then we need a vision, something greater than ourselves, something for the greater good, a reason that we do this that isn't just for us, that isn't just the money, that isn't just the medal. Because with a far greater purpose, with a greater vision, we have determination to get there, no matter what. Okay, and third of all, we have the armory, an armory of tools, of strategies, of psychological tactics, of cutting edge strategies to make our map happen. And then we have training. Repetition is the mother of skill. We will continue to repeat this training, practice it daily until it gets ingrained, conditioned in our bodies and mind, so that we continue to do it at the best of our abilities. And the more you train, the better you will get, and the more natural you will become at it. The greater weapon you will have if you continue to hammer it relentlessly, right? And then we have resourcefulness. The biggest misconception is with success is that we don't have the resources. We didn't have the money. We didn't have the time. We didn't have the right people. I didn't have the resources. That's bullshit. You didn't have the resourcefulness, because everything is available as long as you have the creativity and flexibility to acquire it. So what we're going to do here is get the resourcefulness to get the resources, to find what we need, to make sure that we have everything we need in order to reach success, in order to get to the destination that is designed on our map. Okay? So what are you going to get out of this program? Well, first of all, it's a 90-day program. We got 3 months together one-on-one. Okay. Now we're going to meet together weekly for an hour long on a Zoom call where we can do subconscious reconstruction. We're going to dive deep into your internal world and do some of the coolest cutting edge freaking technologies, practices, trainings, techniques, the best of my knowledge. I'm going to share with you and implement with you one-on-one together. So it's going to be completely customized and personalized to you from me. Okay. And we got daily support. That means we get to talk daily. That means you can contact me with any questions you have about what we talked about during the week, any problems you're having on what we talked about during the week, the assignments, the homework. You're going to get to contact me daily. So you get daily support. Now we also have the Arrow Build Kit. That is this right here. Now with the Future Forge, we're actually going to build this arrow that I'm showing you right here. And it means a hell of a lot more than just the world's most ancient weapon. Okay. We're talking about the arrowhead technology. We're talking about emotional intelligence and control. We're talking about the 6 human needs, the driving forces behind you. This arrow is a representation of you, and we need to sharpen you, make you the most aerodynamic, and make you the greatest version of yourself, the most lethal version of you that is going to hit that target and stick. Okay, and that's what the arrowhead technology is all about. Then we got the survival kit, which is going to contain tools, techniques, metaphors, boards, like awesome shit is in that survival kit. I can't tell you everything that's going to be in there because I like it to be a surprise for my clients when they get it. Okay, but it's really cool. Okay, and then we got the vault, which is video series. We got audio series in there as well, and I also have some subconscious reprogramming stuff in there as well. So, what do you say? It's about time you became the most badass version of yourself. It's about time you started taking control, taking responsibility, and being relentless with this shit, with your life. It's about time you stepped up. You take control of yourself. You become relentlessly motivated. It's time to become unstoppable. To get that force within you that doesn't take no for an answer. That will become the best. No matter what. That is the best. That will stop at nothing until they hit their goal. Because that's what it takes. It takes the relentless, unstoppable force within you to get you there. Most people don't have it because they don't know how. But I've studied this shit. This is my bread and butter. And I'm here to share it with you. And if this sounds cool to you, if you want that relentless identity, that unstoppable force, the unleashing of the power that lies dormant within you right now, to tap in to the innate human abilities that you were gifted with as the most intelligent life form on this planet. If that sounds cool to you, I want to work together. I want to invite you on a call. I want to get to know you. I want to see if you're a good fit for this program. Because I don't have unlimited spots. I actually only work with 10 clients at a time because I like it to be intimate. I want to be able to make sure I can give every single person all of my energy. And when I get over 10 clients at a time, it's hard to make that happen. So I don't have unlimited space. So if you want to work with me, if this sounds awesome to you, if you want to reach that next level in your life and become the best version, the most powerful, badass version of yourself, then let's go, baby. I'm here for you. Book a call. Let's get on the phone. I'll talk to you later.